Alright, so it's another Saturday. Today I'm not working, surprisingly, so it's giving me some time at home. Now, as you can see, it's pretty cloudy and gloomy here in South Australia. We still haven't had those spring days. We've had a few, but it's nothing to write home about. So you would have seen in my last video that I have been trying to get some roots and shoots and some wet out on my Tiff-Tuff. It didn't work last week. Obviously you saw I had some issues. I had to replace some sprinklers. So I've got some stuff with my kids in about an hour. I have to leave, so I'm going to give the lawn a mow and just clean it all up now. And that'll give the lawn some time to do whatever it needs to do between being mown and having any fertilizer and chemicals applied. With the intent of spraying this afternoon or tomorrow morning. I am conscious of rain. If we get a large volume of rain, I'm not going to spray, or if there's a forecasted large volume of rain, I'm not going to spray, being that foliar shouldn't be too much of a problem. But as you can see, I've got quite a sloped lawn, so if I put some granular down, it's all going to wash down into that bottom corner and it's likely going to burn. So I've got my Scott Bonner. You guys have probably seen that before. It's a unicorn. For those of you that don't know, the unicorn is the rare Scott Bonner. I'm not the man to talk about it. I'm just one of the people that's lucky enough to have one. It's the perfect lawnmower for this lawn. I do have a Toro greens mower here, but it's just really heavy and it's cumbersome and it doesn't move around as well. So Max and Shane suggested that the Scott Bonner 20-inch is probably the best one for me. I've got a Makita battery operated blower. I'm just going to blow off. I've got 3 kids, so the lawn's covered in pieces of timber and rocks and that kind of thing, so I'm just going to go around and clean it all up. Then I'll give it a quick mow, head out, and then give it a bit of a spray this afternoon, hopefully. I'm also going to be applying some of this to my garden, which is LawnHub's Bush. It's our garden fertilizer. I'll open it up now. So it comes with a little scoop. So I don't know if you can see that. But that's the fertilizer. It's a granular fertilizer, which is perfectly balanced for general garden use. It's one of the products that we recommend that you can use in gardens, obviously roots and shoots being the other one. I've talked about roots and shoots a lot in the past. I use it on my hedges. You can probably see some hedging behind me. Bush is what we're going to apply to the ground. That'll be watered in, and then I'll keep doing foliar applications monthly with the hedges. I might even film the hedges actually, so you can get a good idea of what they're looking like at the moment. They're just nuts. I swear they've tripled in size in 12 months. There's so much new growth on them, and it's not even warm yet, so I can only imagine what they're going to be like this season with this fertilizer regime. Anyway, I better get to it, otherwise we're going to run out of time. Been on the fence about buying a battery operated blower. This here, which is the Makita, what is it, LXT 18 volt 18, so 36 volt brushless. I bought this, so it's not a sponsored thing. It's a really good machine. I've got a Steel or Husqvarna battery operated one. It feels like it's got as much power as that, and it hasn't been a concern for me. And the great thing is I'm not having to put petrol in it, so I'm not tipping petrol around. There's no petrol around. I've got a fair few batteries because I've got different Makita products, so I've got drills as well, and you're not having to start it up. And especially my daughter's she's a bit sensitive to the motors on the machines. She's not as concerned with that, so yeah, if you've been on the fence and you're looking at buying that versus petrol, I have no real good reason for a home use blower not to be buying that. Obviously, if you need a lot more hours, you're going to need a lot more batteries, but if it's just to quickly clean up some stuff, it's the go. Anyway, now for the fun part, picking up poo. So this thing's only got a little bit of fuel left in it, and I'm lazy, so I'm going to take a chance. Let's see from cold how I go. Maxie's watching. So I've done a double cut. I wanted to try and get as much of the thatch away as possible. Max is going to come here and core and scarify this, might be in November. November's not far away, crazily enough, so that we can take those corings and scarifyings to Matt Irving's house, Ask Irvo. You know Ask Irvo. Check out WaterPro's YouTube channel. Shameless plug. I want to get this as healthy as possible, but I also don't want my lawn to be thatchy, so I've cut it a bit lower. I've probably emptied 5 or 6 catches, which was a lot because I mowed this a week ago and we haven't had any sun. I'm not going to apply wet now. I was thinking about it while I was mowing. We've had like 50 mil of rain over the last 3 or 4 days, and I need to put 10 mil of water down when I apply wet, and it's just too much water. So I'm going to wait until the lawn dries out a bit so that I can apply the wet just in time for its first spring watering. I will apply some roots and shoots. It's a pretty gentle application. I've got time to apply it now. We don't have to leave for another 40 minutes, but I just don't want to apply it directly to freshly cut turf. Most of the products we recommend you waiting kind of 4 to 6 hours. Money Shot being one that is probably the most important. Wet, another thing, like it'll burn your lawn if you don't water it in. So I'm just going to leave it. When we get back this afternoon, it doesn't look like it's going to be a great day, so I don't imagine the kids are going to be playing outside. I'll get that roots and shoots onto the lawn, and it will just give it that nice, gentle, not overly chemically feed that'll hopefully just wake this up a bit. I'll show you actually a little bit at the top here. I did a watering can of roots and shoots at the top area where my dog goes to the toilet, and there's a bit there that's really come back nice and green. The rest of the lawn's just not there yet. Yeah, bonus points to anyone that saw me take another head off of a sprinkler during that mow. So we might have another irrigation video real soon. Anyway, I'm going to go to my son's basketball now, and we'll finish this later. See ya. Alright, 4:05 PM Sunday, October 17. So you would have just seen the footage from yesterday of me preparing to spray what I was thinking was just going to be roots and shoots. I'm just going to check the lawn now. I'm thinking I might be able to actually put some wet out as well. It's insane to think we had so much rain probably 3 days ago, and the lawn's dry, like really, really dry. And I'm not sure if it's just on top, so I'm just going to dig a little bit up and have a little bit of a look in areas that look dry and to see if there's much moisture in the soil. If there is, I'm not going to irrigate, so I won't be putting any wet out. If it's dry enough that I think I can put 10 mil out, I'm going to put some wet and some roots and shoots out. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'll go through the process of how I put it into the Solo 414 backpack sprayer and how I apply it. So hopefully, if there's anyone out there that kind of is a little bit unsure on how to get their Solo calibrated to suit their lawn, or how to mix their chemical and how to use the sprayer, this will be able to answer those questions. Okay, so there's a bit of moisture in the soil, not too much. Down the bottom it's a lot more moist than up the top. I'm comfortable not watering it. I don't mind letting this lawn stress a little bit. In saying that, I'm probably going to overwater it to try and get it back to a good condition. As I've said, I need to get these cores available to Matt in the next month, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue, so I'm going to put some put some roots and shoots out, and I'll just do that as a foliar today. I'm going to spray the garden as well. I'll usually get a 10 litre backpack will cover my lawn, which is 160 square metres, and it will generally cover it exactly the right amount. Everyone has a different rate at which they walk and that they spray with these Solos. So when you get any sprayer, so it doesn't have to be a Solo, it doesn't have to be 10 litres, but whatever sprayer you do get, when you first get it, just fill it up with water and see how far you can cover at what you would call a normal walking pace for you, or the pace at which you're going to walk. By doing that, then you'll know how many litres cover how many square metres, and then you'll know what you're applying. So for me, 160 square metres is covered by 10 litres. We want to put about 60 to 100 mil of roots and shoots in with per 100. So we might put, say, 160 mil of roots and shoots in with a 10 litre sprayer, and that'll spray this lawn, and that's an appropriate amount of roots and shoots to put on there. If you overdo it with roots and shoots, you're not going to hurt anything, within reason. You got to remember though, there's a lot of other products that we sell that if you go double dosing or 1.5, you will hurt your lawn, especially with things like Trojan. It will just burn. So follow the instructions on the label. and you'll always be safe, and then you're not wasting money either. So let's get mixing. Okay, so I've got my Solo 414 here. I've got 1 litre of Roots and Shoots in the new Jenny cans, and I've got a small measuring cup here that'll measure up to 60 mil. Now, with these Solo sprayers, if you let them run completely empty, you'll sometimes have trouble with them being unprimed or not primed. So I'm just going to turn on the Solo sprayer by flicking the switch, and you'll hear it starting to pump. And I've just checked, and I've got prime. Now, if you didn't have prime because it was completely empty, you'd need to take the end of this off of the spray unit, and then you can run some water through it. What I would have done if it wasn't primed, and I've got water in here at the moment, is put say, I don't know, 1 litre or 2 of water in there and get it primed first, and then add your chemical. So I know now we've got 1 or 2 litres of water in there. I'm going to open my Roots and Shoots, and as I said, I'm going to put 160 mil in here. Now, you can wear gloves when you're doing this if you want, and if you're using any chemicals that are more intense than Roots and Shoots, I'd suggest you wear all the necessary protective clothing that they say to on the bottle. As I said before, Roots and Shoots is a pretty harmless product. So yeah, feel free to comment in the comments section if you're concerned about my well-being, and I'll take it on board. So these Solo 414s have a filter screen in them to catch any debris. So I'm going to fill up the water through that filter screen. That'll stop anything from getting in there that we don't want to go through the pump. Fill this right up to 10 litres. And it says on most of these packets to agitate while you're filling it up, just to mix it up. If you put the water in too fast, especially with something like wet, you're going to really foam it up. It'd be like pouring a beer directly into a cup, like a nitro. You don't want to do that. This is not, you don't want that, that's not a desired effect. Now, today in Adelaide it's about 23 and sunny. If it was hotter than 30, you wouldn't want to be spraying a lot of our products on, and just make sure, and I keep saying this, but make sure you just follow the instructions. Alright, so that's 10 litres with 100 and, well, it's 180 mil actually. I'll put a bit more in. So we'll get 1 mil per square metre of the Roots and Shoots. So still got a bit of water in it. Time lapse time. Shout out to Little Bang, local brewery here in South Australia. Their double New England IPA is the business. Anyone who's concerned about me not wearing gloves is probably going to be just as concerned about the next thing that I say, but I had a wine blending session this morning that started at 10:30, so I was at Penfolds at the Barossa mixing up my own wine. So I've had a lot of wine today, and the video needs to be made. So I'm not legally allowed to drive at the moment, but I am legally allowed to spray. I don't know, maybe I'm breaking the law. Anyway, I'm sure I'm not the first person to have a couple of drinks and spray some Roots and Shoots. So, again, if that bothers you, feel free to comment in the comments section, and I'll read it, and we'll take it on board. But now it's time to spray. A couple of things I forgot to mention. One, when you finish spraying chemicals, take your shoes off before you go onto any hard surfaces. Roots and shoots, not so bad. Money shot will mess your shit up. Wet, same deal, especially natural stone. You do not want to get it on stone or concrete. Two, if you live in South Australia and you're looking for something fun to do with, say, your dad or your mum, or your significant other, or your good mate, and they like wine, go do a blending session at Penfolds in Newry, right? I think it's $70 a head. You get to take some wine home, you get to taste some good wine, you get a discount at the cellar door afterwards, which includes the Grange Hermitage. Grange? 20% off, so your bottle will go down from $850 to $700 or thereabouts. This is not a paid advertisement, by the way. Third, where did we go? Pindari? Kids or no kids, this place, it's kind of like Barrister's Block, but good, right? There is really friendly staff, good food, good wine, not much beer, large open spaces, beautiful homestead. Where are we? I don't remember what it was called though. I kind of don't want to tell you because it's really good and I don't want people to go there, but Pindari, there you go, Barossa Valley. Go there, enjoy yourself. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, gonna spray the next bit. Alright, so you would have seen there I dropped the backpack off of one shoulder onto one shoulder. When the liquid gets low, you have, I don't know, another 10 or 12 square meters left in there, and there's still a bit in there. Usually I get more out of it, so I don't know what's going on there. I also don't look after my stuff, so it's probably got more blockages than a new one. So there's a bit left in there. I'm gonna get it and just dilute it down a bit. I don't want to add any chemical. Yeah, we've probably got another litre in there. I don't want to add any chemical to here and increase the square metre rate. So I'm just going to put a bit more water in there so that I can finish off that top area. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. My calibration is obviously off. Usually I'm pretty good. Obviously I'm walking a bit slower thanks to the bin 183, thanks to Penfolds. What a drop. So I'm just going to add a bit more water to the sprayer and finish it off. Sorry if that upsets anyone, but real life here, man. Not hiding anything. You know, it's real life. Made a mistake. Didn't put enough in. Alright, so just doing a bit of a spray on the hedges. This wasn't meant to be part of the video, but you know what, whatever. I did an Instagram live before and someone said, what does it do for hedges? So I'll explain this pretty basically. It's kind of like a nicotine patch. So the foliage on the leaf, the foliage of the leaf. The foliage, which is the leaf, similar to the lawn, can absorb the nutrients through the leaf. So in periods where it might not be able to take as much nutrients through its root system, it'll take it on the leaf, no worries. That's why we spray foliars out in winter. That's the best I can explain it, but yeah, it works really well. Alright, last but not least, I have some bamboo, and if you've ever planted bamboo and read the instructions, it says, do not let the soil dry out for at least 6 weeks after planting this bamboo, because you'll just kill it. I don't think it says that last bit. So Me being me, planted my bamboo, didn't water it for 6 weeks. It was bad, right? Shameless sales technique, insert that here. We used roots and shoots to get it back. It was healthy. Anyway, ignore that. You could have probably used water. It's now healthier, but it's not there. Now, Michael G, big fan of the show. Very smart. You can tell he's smart because he wears glasses, and people that wear glasses are smart. And he said to me, give it some premature, because bamboo loves nitrogen. It's like crack cocaine. I don't know what crack cocaine is. I assume it's good. He said to put that on there. I rang a few people. They couldn't get me any crack cocaine, so I'm going to put nitrogen on. I don't have any premature. I've only got bush. So I'm going to put a couple of scoops of bush out and just water it in, just to see what it does. I don't know. We probably could foliar it, but it's really tall, and it's right on my fence, and it's also near my clothesline, and there's clothes on my clothesline, and Celeste's probably going to get angry about me filming the clothes, but they're just sheets, so it's okay. So I'm going to put some bush on my bamboo. Alright. So that's the bamboo. Not ideal. It just doesn't look very happy. So 1 scoop will do this whole area. I don't know where I put the lid. Oh, there it is. So, everything we have, just add water. I'm going to add some water to that now. Water. Oh, where's my squirty squirter? Too much water. Shower. Yeah. Shower's not working. It's like some Blair Witch project. Sorry about that. These weeds will also grow. Alright, so frequently asked questions. Do I need to water roots and shoots in? Yes and no. It doesn't matter. It's a foliar application. You can... there's bees next to me. You can spray it straight onto the leaf of any lawn, including buffalo, and any plant, and it will be fine. If you water it in, that's fine. If it rains after you put it out, that's fine. Is it safe for pets and kids? Yes, once it's dry on the leaf. So I've sprayed it, it's warm, it's probably dry. I didn't touch it because, you know, it's not safe. No, it's dry, so that's cool. Can I use this on buffalo? Yes, you can. All fertilizers that we sell are suitable for use on buffalo. Also, things like acelepryn, bow and arrow, and Spartan, all fine for buffalo. What else do you need to know? Do you have any resellers in Melbourne? No, we're trying. Very soon, so I reckon we're close. That's it. So I've applied roots and shoots. I'm squatting next to a lime tree that's flowering like crazy, and the bees are going nuts. But I'm willing to take those chances for you guys, right? Because the video is important. What else do you need to know? That's it. So roots and shoots is out. I hope to see a bit of a change in this over the next week. I'm not sure when we're going to be coring and scarifying it, but I just need to get it looking good. Probably do a bit more irrigation repair work. I don't know if you saw, you would have seen, I knocked another sprinkler off yesterday when I was mowing, so I might pop that up and see how that's looking, and have a bit of a play around with the irrigation. I'm going to spray the garden now, get this roots and shoots out there, and just give these hedges every chance. They've established so well from roots and shoots and bush, and I'm very, very happy, because those plants of that size are quite expensive, and I think it's nice for people to be able to know that they can buy a smaller hedging plant in probably 2 growing seasons, and they're going to probably quadruple in size. Results are typical and not guaranteed. Are you meant to say that? Not gardening advice. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you've got any questions, please feel free to hit us up direct via DM. Max is doing as best he can with messaging. Adam's jumped on there as well. I'm helping out from time to time. Sometimes it's going to take 24 hours for you to get a message back. It's a free service, so we do our best, and sometimes that's not good enough for you guys. We're really sorry. We're trying with this free service. If you've got any questions or comments, stick them in. How do you say it? What does Max usually say? Hi, Max here from Lawn Hub. Hi, Max Lawn Hub from here. If you've got any questions or comments, stick them in the comments section below, or you can hit us up via DM, and that's fine too. Alternatively, you can use the email device and email adam@lawnhub.com.au or max@lawnhub.com.au. If you email clint@lawnhub.com.au, it's very unlikely that you'll get a response in a good time frame. I'm really bad at email. I'm not going to apologise for it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to yet another video from Lawn Hub. Keep it green. I'll see you soon.